After this game, there's a lot of good, bad, ugly, and great things to go over.
Inside, and a beauty! Hall running free! Brees Hall inside the 10! He's gonna score!
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and today we're going to be going over the two good, bad, ugly, and great things that we saw from the New York Jets versus the New England Patriots game. Now with a couple of days to cool off and watch the game again and really break down what was happening. This list really became kind of hard because there was things that I saw that were good, things that I saw that were bad. There was a couple of ugly things, some players that somehow were in the good and the bad category, a lot of different things like that. But before we hop into the video, guys, if you haven't already, get into the description. There are a bunch of new links in there, links to the Patreon, and go become a citizen of Tigo Slavia. Would greatly appreciate it if you wanted to do that. We also have merch down there, links to my social medias. I'm more active on Twitter and doing stuff like that. So if you want to be all up to date on all things Talking Jets with Tigo, get into the description, but most importantly, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment. I try to respond to every comment. Let's hop right into the video, and let's start talking about the two good things that I saw from this game. I think the first one is how involved we were getting different pass catchers. It wasn't just, us targeting one guy, even though we targeted Tyler Conklin 10 times. We had 10 different pass catchers targeted, and 6 of those pass catchers that were targeted caught the ball. You could see that reflected in the total yardage. Zach threw for 355 yards this game, but I love the idea of targeting a bunch of different guys, getting that rotation going. And I know that we didn't target Elijah Moore, but you can't give Elijah Moore a ton of targets. One, after he does what he just did, but two, when you have Garrett Wilson on your team, he's going to get a higher volume, and you have to punish Elijah Moore for causing the stirrup and doing what he did, right? And that's the way that you do it. Now, whether or not you believe that that was the right thing to do or not, that's a different conversation, but you couldn't just let him off with a free pass after what he did. And the second good thing was Michael Carter II. Michael Carter II was great for the New York Jets, was great for that defense. He did a ton of great things. And when you look at, the statistics, he had 7 solo tackles. He had 1 tackle for a loss. He had a pass defended. He had a pick 6 taken back. A lot of things that we saw from Michael Carter II, really showing us that we've really got a really good guy in the slot when it comes to our slot corner position. Absolutely loved what I saw from him. Now let's talk about the bad. The first bad was special teams. The special teams today on Sunday was just unacceptable. Braden Mann shanking a punt for 22 yards. Greg Zuerlein missing a kick at home. Braxton Berrios running the ball out of the end zone and only getting to the 17. It was too many times did we see mistakes from special teams. And arguably special teams was our best unit. Of the 3 units, they were ranked number 1 in DVOA and different places that you go. And so to see a performance like that from special teams, it really did cost us because our defense was holding, but we gave New England field position too often because of special teams blunders. And then the next one is the Jonathan Franklin Myers penalty. And I'm not even going to sit here and say that the JFM penalty was bad because it is bad, right? Because you took away a pick 6. Momentum is real. The momentum of the game totally flipped on its head. It's one of the main reasons we lost this game. But also the refs were bad. We consistently keep seeing refs missing and blowing calls against the New York Jets, and it's absolutely unacceptable. So not only is the penalty by JFM bad, but the refs calling that a penalty, and then the rest of the refs throughout the game have kind of mixed them into one bad thing, which is bad all around. And let's talk about ugly, and there's only 2 things that we got to talk about that's ugly, and they're one of the 2 takeaways, so I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on it, and that was Zach Wilson and this offensive line. These offensive tackles led up 10 pressures total, 5 between each one of those guys. That's just not good enough. And I'm not going to blame Ogbehe because, dude, you're a practice squad guy. What do you expect, especially when you're going up against, Matthew Judon? But the expectation that Dwayne Brown has on him. He's playing through an injury, and I get that. But I think this shoulder is worse than people are letting on, and or that the New York Jets are letting on, and it's a bad situation. And then Zach Wilson, I had a hard time of putting him in the good and the ugly category, because there were some times where he was looking like a superstar quarterback, throwing dimes, stepping up into the pocket, dissecting the defense and doing things accurately and well, and then he would go follow up that play, and the next play be absolutely atrocious. You can tell that Zach Wilson doesn't trust his O-line to keep him protected. And because he's not trusting his offensive line, he's creating QB-created pressure because he's escaping perfectly clean pockets to try to escape ghost pressure. I hate that I'm going to say this, but he's seeing ghosts when it comes to the pressure out there because he doesn't trust his offensive line. And it's not because we're facing these elite pass rushers or it's because the offensive line can't hold. And so he's creating problems for himself. And so Zach Wilson needs to get better. The offensive line needs to get better because they were absolutely atrocious, ugly. Those are my two uglies. Now let's talk about the greats. First great is going to have to be this pass rush. 6 sacks. Absolutely insane today. We got a sack from Quinnen Williams, Michael Clemens, Carl Lawson, Jonathan Franklin Myers, Nathan Shepard of all people, and Jacob Martin. His pass rush was getting home, and it was just so effective, and we could really see what this pass rush can be in the long term with, when they start getting really used to each other, and how lethal this pass rush can be, because man, they were just eating against the New England Patriots offensive line. And then the last great thing for me has to be Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson was almost perfect in the game. It was targeted 7 times and caught 6 of those passes for 115 yards. That's an average of 19.2 yards per reception. His longest was a 54-yard run, get yards after the catch, like catching ball and going for it. And the good thing and the crazy thing with this is there are 2 passes in this game where they're little shuffle passes, right? They're not real, long, deep. No. It's right at the line of scrimmage, and Zach Wilson is just flicking the ball forward, and Garrett Wilson is running off with it, and he's breaking those off for 15, 20 yards with his elite speed and athleticism. Garrett Wilson absolutely was the right pick at 10, and I'm so happy that we've got him on this team and all of this stuff. But those are my 2 good, bad, ugly, and great things that I saw from the game. What did you guys see? What was good? What was bad? What was ugly? What was great? Let me know in the comments section below. And last but not least, go Jets.